welcome to the third talk time from Class Planning about this year's E3. I'm here with Mike.
Hello.
And Aidan.
Hello.
And we are here to discuss third party support.
Can I just say I'm here with Paul?
Thank you. I was going to get to that.
You're
I'm on my own.
I was going to get to that at the end of this, because I realised I'd skipped over that. We're going to discuss third-party support from EA in this particular video. They opened up and they were pretty quick about. Well, obviously they haven't got a console to show off. They haven't got any hardware. They're not going to go on about any movie services or anything like that. So they launched straight into games and they talked about Plants vs Zombies, which seems to have changed from being a tower defense game to a third-person shooter game with really cute plants.
Cute zombies.
It's very strange. Obviously they're going to be releasing Plants vs Zombies 2. It's about damn time onto phones and mobile devices soon, so that's more of a traditional Plants vs Zombies game. But I thought it was really strange to see a third-person kind of.
Wasn't what I was expecting, but
They called it Garden Warfare.
Yeah. It'll be on Xbox One and 360, but they never mentioned if it'd be on PlayStation or PC.
I don't think they mentioned during any of their press conference whether more stuff would be on PlayStation.
Yeah.
The only thing they mentioned on PlayStation 4 was UFC. We'll get to that later.
Then they made a very short mention that they're going to release in Pickle 2. So PopGap Games were out and they said they were going to release Pickle 2.
Yeah.
Then they moved on to a pretty big title.
Titanfall.
Titanfall, but we've
already covered that.
We've pretty much covered that in the Xbox conference review that we did. If you want to see how.
Did they show any more of the game footage?
I believe they did show some more.
A bit more,
they showed a little more game footage, but not like a massive.
Yeah. Okay.
They did show more. They showed more of another title.
It's just a mech game, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the original creators of Call of Duty.
Called it Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Then there was a short video for Star Wars Battlefront.
Woo!
Well, it was literally, you saw some snow, you saw a snow speeder, then you saw the foot of an
but
AT-AT, and then it was over.
Was it not the best snow you've ever seen?
It was.
It was good snow.
It was good snow.
Good.
We get a lot of snow where we live. So.
Was it as good as Jon Snow though?
Ooh.
That's a question for you.
No.
That's a pretty big deal. I was surprised they actually had anything rather than just coming out and go, by the way, remember we've got the Star Wars license. I was surprised they even got that video in time considering it was 2 months.
Yeah, but it didn't take long to make a CGI video.
It takes quite a while to make a CGI video.
But personally I was expecting for them to say we're releasing a Star Wars game and to give us a title. I wasn't expecting game footage. We didn't really see any.
No.
But saying that, I was still really excited when they went, Star Wars Battlefront. Like, yeah, come on.
I mean, if you've listened to our
Podcast?
Yeah, it was the last one, I think it was.
Yeah.
We mentioned a lot of it in there.
Yeah. Then they moved straight on to the new Need for Speed, which is going to be called Rivals.
Are they going to do a movie of Need for Speed?
Starring Jesse from Breaking Bad. But that strikes me as strange casting.
It's going to be a very watered down version of Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks good. Looks shiny. Cops versus street racers.
To me, it looks furious and fast. Those are the two words I'd use to describe it.
Yeah.
I'd go Italian and Joff.
No, there was no minis.
True, there was no minis.
There were no real cars in this game.
No, it's all just muscle cars.
The only real car is the Mini.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen.
The smart car.
And the Robin Reliant. Don't forget that.
I'd love Robin Reliant racing game. All the cars were just Robin Reliant. Got nitrous.
Robin Reliant.
So much for Robin Reliant the other day.
They're awesome, aren't they? Every time they make you do double takes. It's like
They're free. They look like a sidecar to a motorbike.
yeah, but it looks a good game. But like all these so far are they're known quantities. Like you know what you're getting with all of these, which could be the same to be said for our next game.
Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, which was, I think some of it was with the in-game engine, but they didn't show any gameplay. It was a big trailer, really.
Well, much of this didn't. I mean, I can't think of many games that they showed in-game footage of.
No. Yeah, you saw.
I mean, it was very pretty.
It looked very pretty. You saw Barrick the Dwarf. You saw Seeker from the end of Dragon Age 2, and you saw Morrigan from Dragon Age 1. So they're the only characters we know you're in it, and that's on some dragons.
Hopefully, it won't just be Mass Effect age. It'll be more like the first one.
Well, I reckon they're not going to turn on the Mass Effect voice engine, are they?
Oh no, but voicing a game is different.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to release Dragon Age 2 again when they just copy and paste the same level over and over again, which is really cheap. But I saw that as just a really.
They shouldn't have called it Dragon Age 2.
No, it was a 1.5.
Was it?
Yeah,
I didn't play it.
It was really short, and it was basically a lead up to this.
Okay, cool.
And then we had a group of
Section on EA
Sports.
Challenge everything.
It's in the game.
This is when we got.
Oh yeah, there's a different one for that. Yeah.
Challenge everything is EA.
Which has the voice of David Hayter,
unlike Metal Gear Solid these days.
Yeah.
First of all,
Take that.
Was it?
I've put it in the order there.
So NBA Live, 2014.
That's basketball.
Yeah, that was basketball. They talked quite a long time about this, considering they've
got dribbling.
Yeah, they've got a new dribbling technology called Dribble Tech, I think it was called. But they talked a lot about
like Drivetard.
Possibly it's their Drivetard. They talked about this quite a lot because the last two games they had, they pretty much finished, even released in some state, like there was a demo, and then they cancelled it and just took copies off shelves. So I don't know how bad they were or what was going on there, but it seems pretty important to them that they get the NBA right, because they're getting creamed by the 2K guys, which is the one area that EA Sports is getting beaten on, is the NBA.
And after that
Then we talked about Madden 2025. Madden just 25.
Yeah.
It's been 25 years since the first Madden.
Not 2025. We haven't got that version yet.
Not yet.
No.
Well, I predict it will happen.
They talked about how linemen were going to be important in this. The thing I find with the EA Sports games, they always take one thing every year and they go, "This is the thing from this year's game." It's like, just make a good. Just like this is the thing we've improved this year. It's like, well, what if I don't?
They always just show close-ups of what it looks like when you replay the footage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to replay the footage.
Never ever play an American or any game from the view that they show you.
But and they won't, because it's going to look almost the same as what it does this year. So the only thing they really change is the players and what teams they play for now.
Oh, their feet move more realistically.
They say that every year.
Which is what they say about FIFA.
Yeah. Oh yeah, FIFA.
The dribbling was going to be better.
Do the players' feet move one foot after the other?
Yeah.
I like that.
Their leaning was supposed to be a big thing. Then they brought out Bruce Buffer, who was the ring announcer for UFC,
that's good.
and introduced the owner of UFC, and that was amusing because that was for the wrong audience, man. If that had been
fighting is in your DNA.
If that had been at the at a UFC event, that would have got a big.
Yeah, it would have, because the chances are that it actually might be in their genetics.
Yeah.
But
I like UFC.
Yeah. But I said the chances. But to gamers, people who a fair portion of them have spent their lives being bullied by people who've got fighting in their DNA. Don't want to hear that.
Nobody has fighting in their DNA.
Or everyone does.
Who knows? You've read the books on genetics.
They never actually mentioned if we had fighting, but I think that's outside the scope of this.
And like you said earlier, the only game that was mentioned for PS4 was UFC.
But I think this is going to go down great with UFC fans and aggressive homosexuals.
Cut that.
I'm not cutting that.
Jesus.
Because that's what the game seems like to outsiders. One of them being me.
That Mike's views are not the views of Clash Planet as a whole.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
That was the only game they talked about being on PlayStation 4. How the hell am I supposed to?
That leads perfectly into Battlefield 4.
I've solved it completely. Direct all the hate mail at Mike, not Clash Planet.
My address is pbarrow.
they moved on to Battlefield 4, they announced that you were going to have significantly improved, enlarged player counts. Like each map was going to be 64 players, and they played a match.
Yeah, was it actually 64 players they used?
Yeah, there was 64 players on that stage.
To begin with, I was really impressed when they said we're going to do 64 players, and then you just realise that the team they're showing you is invincible. The routes are completely scripted, which you kind of expect.
Yeah.
But then when they pan across all the other people playing, they're all shooting off the same bridge into the ocean. It's like, oh, that's not really the same.
Yeah.
But I can see the potential
Yeah.
there. I can see
The thing is, if they'd have moved around too much, I guarantee something would have missed.
Yeah, and the linear path that the group that was playing actually took, that was very cool. That showed you a lot.
It looked like a really cool map.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end, they showed the improved destruction in the environments. They brought down a skyscraper,
An entire building,
like a proper
gone.
Yeah. And I was really impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, good graphics. Yeah,
it looked really good. I mean, obviously we saw the single player at the Microsoft press event sometimes.
Yeah.
But obviously Battlefield is mainly a multiplayer game. I'm really looking forward. I mean, that to me is going to be worth buying the next gen systems.
I know these comments will probably irritate a lot of people, but for me, Battlefield's the game that Call of Duty players go to once they got bored of Call of Duty and realise actually there is a similar game out there that does a lot of things a lot better.
I mean, we've noticed that
a lot of team, and I mean that as a team thing as well. They do the team aspect a lot better than Call of Duty does.
Yeah. Then they kind of went they did their just one more thing, and they said we know that at DICE you've been asking us for one game for a lot of years, and then they faded to a video of Mirror's Edge 2.
Mirror's Edge 2.
Yeah, the main character's called Faith. It's still but basically it's been rumoured for years. It's been trying to get off the ground.
Did you play this Mirror's Edge 1?
I played Mirror's Edge 1
because we all watched this together. We did all watch this together, and for two, they're like, oh, one last thing, the finale of their entire conference, and two of us here are like, we have no idea what this is. Because I never played it.
It's pretty cool though.
You should try and find put it on your Love Film accounts, because Mirror's Edge is worth trying out.
You know, Netflix as well, you have to be fair.
You won't be able to get a game from that though.
What film it is?
Yeah, you can only
Blockbuster.
I think they do still do it.
Yeah, I think they do.
It
looked pretty cool.
That got cheers from people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was even more, because I mean, obviously I've been on Xbox for a long time. I'm like, I don't really know.
It was during the phase when they were like, we're going to start creating new IP, and they created Dead Space, Mirror's Edge, and something else that I can't remember what it was. But two of them died a quick death, and Dead Space went on.
Yeah.
And people are always like, why didn't you do another Mirror's Edge? Because it didn't sell that well, but the idea of it was so amazing that I'm sure giving another shot.
This is pretty cool.
It's a first person parkour kind of.
Aren't you in some sort of revolutionary group, and you're sending messages between cells?
Yeah, it's well, yeah, that was their big ending.
Well, you might be a revolutionary group. Like, you may feel you are as the character,
you may be terrorists.
but yeah, if you look at the other side, they'll say you're terrorists, because that's how it works.
Freedom fighters all the way.
And that was pretty much it. I mean, they were very quick. It only lasted an hour, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, there was a lot of.
Actually, I want to say something quickly about you said Mirror's Edge 1 didn't do very well. And I want to actually say, you won't hear me say this, like that you wouldn't hear Aiden say it very often, but fair play to EA to bring out a game that didn't make that much money.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, it was beloved, but it didn't make that much money.
Fair play.
So, only one for that.
I'll give you 2, just because I'm feeling fairly generous.
So, how did you feel about this press conference overall?
I thought it was alright. I mean, this one I was actually dipping in and out of, because I was editing one of our other videos, but from what I saw, it was alright. I saw some Battlefield. That's pretty much the only game I'm interested in with EA at the moment. So I saw some good stuff on Battlefield. So yeah, it was alright. I'd probably give it a 7.
I liked it because we got to see some Battlefront. We got to know that was coming. I really wish they would have shown. Once they brought out the owner of UFC and the middleweight champion or the light heavyweight champion. I expect them to be like, right, you go over there and have this pad, and you go, they want to do one of those incredibly funny. These are celebrities trying to play games.
Yeah, buy this game. I don't know how to play.
Yeah, but they didn't. I wanted to see how that game works because obviously THQ made the last Glow,
And it was very good.
and they were good games, and nobody's seen what. I suppose they did do EA Sports MMA, but obviously now they've got the big license and it's on another engine. I imagine they'll be different. But obviously I know how football works, and I know how Madden works, and I know how NBA works. But with the whole
golf stick.
with
Not a
the
club.
with the whole different aspect of MMA, I wanted to know how the gameplay would look. In a pre-rendered video, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
I want to know how.
So what rating would you have given it?
I'm going to say an 8.
Okay.
Strictly because they get. I said to you before any of this stuff happened. If they increase the number of players in Battlefield, I'll be happy.
Exactly. That's why it's good. Fairly good marks because of Battlefield.
And like you said, the Mirror's Edge thing. Well done.
Fair play. Yeah.
And
Go on, Mike. What rating?
Well, as I say, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Like I said, you didn't have to worry crap about trying to sell a console. Here's some games. So I wouldn't play Dragon Age 3 when that comes out. I've never been really played Battlefront, so I'll be interested in that when it comes out as well.
That's a good point. Battlefront.
Yeah,
Forget about that.
because I'm into the Star Wars universe, but I've never really played most of the games. But obviously, I wasn't expecting it, but we'd have liked to have just known KOTOR 3 was in the pipeline at some point.
that'll be years away.
I know it's years away, but I'd have liked to have just said, one day. And yeah, I'd give it about 7 as well, to be fair.
So that's 7, 8.
I'm going to change mine to 7.5 because of Battlefront, and because it makes it a lot easier to do the maths.
Yeah.
So it got 7.5 in total.
Fair enough.
Well done, EA. 7.5, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad for like only an hour, and they're only there's only so much
Yeah.
they can do.
So we should be back at some point with a Ubisoft
one.
Until then,
Thanks for watching.
bye.
Bye bye.
Toodles.